Hello guys, so today we're going to be looking up quality street set text. We're going to be looking up the historical context, the cultural context, and representation with media language. So this is going to be for component 1, section A. So as you can see here is the ad to remind ourselves, and we're going to get down to it. So the historical context, the first thing you need to understand that quality street was originally created in 1936, and in the 1930s only the wealthy could afford chocolate. So it was deemed as a luxury. However, they adapted their model so that they could aim to sell quality street to more working class families. So they're trying to take that luxury and high status away and bring it to more of a mass population. By the 1950s, when society campaign started, there was a post-rationing period, so luxuries were again being supported. So although chocolate was available for the masses, it was still deemed as a luxury due to the war. Now after this, it was then beginning to be acceptable to include stuff like this in your shopping, so that is how they appealed to that audience. So the cultural context. In the 1950s, it saw a change in high culture, a time where fine arts and theatre had previously only been available for the upper class, was now for everyone. So this reflects and goes along with the chocolates quite well. So the chocolates, which were only for the higher class, and the kind of culture side, which was for the higher class, were now available for everyone. And this was then once again bringing out to a mass audience. So that's one thing you have to understand with this campaign, is that it was for a mass audience. The Conservative Party in the 1950s slogan was "Set the People Free", so this supported change in entertainment and arts becoming more available, and this is reflected in the mascots. So as you can see, the mascots behind the three people sat there, these were reflected in the kind of idea of theatre and Nutcracker kind of thing, and the fact that it's on there and they're recognisable means that it's reflected in the audience being for everyone. So we're going to look now at how media language communicates meaning. So first of all, you've got the typical triangle, so geometric triangle as shown there, showing that the man is central in it and he is the most important. He takes centrally framed. So if you were to get a question about layout and design, the fact that he's centrally framed and in the middle of a geometric triangle shows his importance. It also shows the importance of the product being central with him and him holding it. So the fact that he is holding the product shows his importance. Typography is strong, forming in the bottom third. So once again, we think about the rule of thirds. It's in the bottom, it's in purple, it stands out, and it uses a lot of literary techniques. So it's got alliteration with what delicious dilemma, 18 delightfully different toffees and chocolates. So it's got persuasive, it's got superlatives. This shows that it's for a well-read audience and gives that impression. However, we know that it is also for the masses. So it's kind of being shown as a luxury, but an affordable luxury. It's also kind of has connotations of well-read audiences and a formal one due to the bold serif fonts connoting richness. So that's really important. You can get a question about how the text is persuasive as well. You could get one about how this is typical of its ad type. So there's loads of different questions you can get. So the use of language is really important, and make sure to include your understanding of the historical and cultural context around the chocolate when analysing. So guys, here is the next one, is the grid. Once again, if you could break this into a grid, the man is centrally framed with the chocolates. Now, although the women are in that central frame, they are kind of pushed to the side, showing the importance of him and the chocolates mainly. So next one, connotations of the females being dressed similarly to the chocolates. So the chocolates in the bottom left-hand corner to the women. This now gives an entirely new meaning to what a delicious dilemma. It kind of takes on this horrible, dirty, misogynistic angle about how maybe the chocolates can be compared to the women and which one is he going to choose. This then once again puts the man in control of the entire situation. Inference of the dilemma can be investigated at two levels. So the male hero chooses between two damsels in distress. So that would be how you would apply what I've just said to props narrative theory. So it's really important, guys, especially in this first section, when you can include a theorist, to include a theorist. This is a nice easy one that you can include. or you could look at it from the kind of chocolate point. So it depends on what kind of question you wanted to go for. If it was about images, I'd probably choose the man choosing the chocolates and the comparisons. If it was one about narrative, definitely props theory. So the representation of gender, the image of the man in the middle reflects the patriarchal society of the time. So a patriarchal society, as we all remember, is a society where men are in charge and women are kind of listening. This would definitely reflect the 1950s attitudes. This goes along with Laura Mulvey's male gaze theory. So the male gaze theory being that women are objectified and are kind of portrayed how men want to see them. This is definitely the case. You have to remember, this is a painted image. It's a drawing. It's not a photo. So the way I always try to describe to my classes is, imagine a bunch of men sitting around and they're trying to decide what they want for the advert. So they would have designed these women exactly. They would design the man how they want the man to look, the women how the women want. So this is essentially what they believe. Now the next one as well is the idea that it's kind of bringing it around to the phallic symbolism. He's got the chocolates on his lap, they're reaching in. This instantly gives it a kind of sexual connotation, which then changes the entire meaning of the poster. That also then goes along really nicely with What a Delicious Dilemma, because it's kind of bringing in this kind of sexual innuendo, a kind of a hint at something. Also, if you look how the man is quite upright and the women are subservient to him, they're bending over. So those kind of body language and positions, so the mise-en-scène of body language in this shows that the man is actually in control.